It's an honor to speak about Barbara McDowell. As someone who spent some time in the United States Solicitor General's office, Barbara's impact on the office was legendary. And it's such a privilege to be here with you and to speak at her husband Jerry's invitation. And I'm so grateful to each of you for supporting the foundation. So first, a word about Barbara. She was born in Oakland, California, grew up in Fresno. After graduating from GW University, where my brother-in-law teaches, with a degree in journalism, she spent several years in New York as an editor with United Features Syndicate. She graduated from Yale Law School in 1985, clerked for Justice Byron White, and was a partner in the Washington office of Jones Day, where she had a variety of clients such as Northrop Grumman, R.J.R. Reynolds, and the like. And she also handled a variety of important pro bono matters, including a case involving a felon's right to serve on a jury many years after he was released from prison. And as I said, she was a line attorney in the Solicitor General's office from 1997 to 2004, where she argued 18 different Supreme Court cases. I think she's described her proudest moment as Minnesota versus Mille Lacs Band of Chippewa Indians, where she successfully defended tribal hunting, fishing, and gathering rights under an 1837 treaty, despite Minnesota's claim that an 1850 presidential executive order had revoked them. And to prepare, Barbara even went and visited the tribe, went to a dawn peace pipe ceremony, and the like. And in 2002, in a case that is more familiar to me, Barbara secured a significant victory in the Supreme Court against none other than John G. Roberts, who at that point was the head of the appellate practice at Hogan and Hartson, and of course later became Chief Justice of the United States, and my firm became Hogan Lovells. So the case was called Barnhart versus Peabody Coal, and it's a pivotal moment in her career because her win there really did result in the improved retirement benefits for thousands of coal miners, people who'd worked, their tails off and deserved the protections they were promised. And today, as the head of the appellate practice at Hogan Lovells, our successor firm, I feel a profound sense of responsibility and pride in carrying forward Barbara's legacy of fierce advocacy for justice. And her victory over one of the most formidable legal minds of our time stands as a testament to her extraordinary skill and unwavering commitment to fighting for those who have no voice. And that's what, of course, Barbara did in 2004, joining the DC Legal Aid Society, establishing its appellate advocacy project. And as its founding director, she represented impoverished individuals in more than 70 cases before the DC Court of Appeals, cases about domestic violence, housing, public benefits, and the like. And the program was later renamed in her honor, the Barbara McDowell Appellate Advocacy Program. And while at Legal Aid, Barbara was awarded the Rexley Advocacy and Public Service Award for Appellate Advocacy, named, of course, for former Solicitor General Rex Lee. And Barbara said in her acceptance speech something I think that I just want to share with you. She said, "My current career path grew out of my church's work with young families and people in an inner area of the district. I learned of the difficulties that poor people encountered with their contacts with landlords, government agencies, and the local courts. I began to think about how I could help as an appellate lawyer to their benefit. Happily, the Legal Aid Society was thinking along the same lines to start an appellate project with the goal of shaping the law in DC affecting people in poverty." And that's what she did. Unfortunately, Barbara passed away from brain cancer at the age of 56. This was actually the very same disease, a glioblastoma, that my own father had, and lived about the same length of time, 13 months after diagnosis. It's a terrible disease. My heart goes out to Jerry. And Jerry, of course, established this foundation in her name to continue and honor her work. And just a word about them. They had their first date, I think it was May 22nd, 1995, where they avidly discussed their shared love of baseball. And that continued when the Washington Nationals came to town. I think they had season tickets every year. They attended over 50 games a year. And I think one of Barbara's favorite things to do, favorite moments, was catching a foul ball and the like. They were married in June of 2000 at Dumbarton Oaks. And after, of course, Barbara's untimely passing, Jerry, with the support of his law firm, the great Drinker Biddle, established the foundation that we're all here to support. And this foundation has awarded over $1.7 million in grants to 52 different nonprofits, supporting 75 cases that tackle important social justice issues. It gives grants of up to $50,000 to nonprofits, and you've got to, in order to qualify, be litigating a case that has the potential to make systemic change. And it can occur in any of 15 different areas, and I won't list them all, but it's like access to benefits and children's rights and disability rights and domestic violence, environmental justice, veterans' rights, and the like. In this year, as I understand it, they've awarded 5 grants so far of $25,000 each. They've had 66 applications. I just want to give you one case because I think it just illustrates the work that they do. And this case is called Hernandez versus New York State Board of Elections. In this case, the foundation was championing the rights of voters with disabilities, and it reaffirmed the idea that a just democracy requires equal access. So here you had a group called the Disability Rights New York, or DRNY, and the foundation gave them a grant to support their work. There was a challenge to what the New York voting scheme had, and it really hurt people with print disabilities, those who are blind, who have low vision, or have physical or learning disabilities. So basically, New York's absentee voting system required voters to manually fill out paper ballots with a pen. And so if you had a print disability, obviously it made that impossible or very, very difficult. And so DRNY challenged that, and they said they wanted electronic ballot delivery and secure electronic return for voters with disabilities. And the case ultimately resulted in a landmark settlement, which was not just a victory for plaintiffs, but a victory for democracy. The board agreed to install and implement a statewide remote accessible vote by mail absentee ballot system that allowed voters with print disabilities the ability to request, receive, and mark an absentee ballot in an accessible way. And thanks to the support of the foundation, DRNY's advocacy resulted in systemic change that now ensures voters with disabilities have equitable access to voting. The foundation's support of cases like Hernandez reminds us that real systemic change is a collective effort. It's not just about any one advocate or any one case. It's about ensuring that democracy is truly accessible for all. And as we head now into a new election, the work the foundation has championed is more important than ever. It serves as a powerful reminder that democracy thrives when we fight to protect the rights of every voter, especially those who are marginalized and excluded. So in sum, I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to leave you with this. Barbara once said that about her role as a line attorney in the Solicitor General's office, "I love the job. There's nothing quite like standing up and saying I represent the United States." Having had that privilege myself, I know firsthand the deep sense of responsibility that comes with representing our nation before the highest court. It's a profound service to our country, an opportunity to ensure the principles of justice, of fairness, of equality are upheld on behalf of the American people. I've always carried Barbara's message and her unwavering dedication and tried to live up to it. Her commitment to using the power of the law to serve those who need it the most, especially the underserved, the vulnerable, continues to inspire me, as I hope it inspires you. It's a reminder that the work we do as lawyers is not just about legal arguments, but about the values that define us as a nation. Thank you again so much for being here.